Hi, my name is Ann Barton. Welcome to my PowerPoint presentation. I made this for my Human Services 117 class, and in it I talk about a client who is mostly fictional, and her name is Ann. The title of my presentation is Alcohol Use and Depression. Client introduction. Ann is a Caucasian female in her mid-30s employed as a legal assistant. She's unmarried and lives alone. She has some support from family and friends and overall good health. She complains of depression and nightly sleep problems. She reports excessive alcohol use since the age of 24 when she lost her father. Her current pattern is drinking alone at home 3 to 4 times per week, and problems at work, low energy, and panic attacks have led her to seek help. She's ready for treatment. I need to quit completely and I just can't stop. I want to feel like my old self again and I think I need help. These are words from Ann. Assessments used for the treatment plan. We use the Addiction Severity Index and also the genogram. The Addiction Severity Index indicated that she has the pattern of drinking at home alone 3 to 4 times per week. She's attended AA but has been unsuccessful in stopping drinking. She's on withdrawal from antidepressant medication and sleep medication, and she has a mostly stable background. The genogram showed that her family system is normal and supportive, and the alcohol abuse disorder is in a few family members, but most do not have this problem. Her father had an alcohol problem but remained employed and functional. The DSM-5 showed we have a dual diagnosis, alcohol use disorder and major depressive disorder. The alcohol use disorder is shown because she rarely drank before the age of 24, but she has been excessively using alcohol for the past 8 years. She reports dependence on alcohol. The alcohol use is causing missed work, panic feelings, and social problems. She's able to stop drinking for 8 to 12 days, but routinely returns to drinking even though she wants to stop completely. The major depressive disorder is indicated because she experiences regular periods of moderate to major depression. The episodes are more frequent, and she experiences unresolved grief from her father's death 8 years ago. Research indicates that it is common to see alcohol use disorders co-occurring in individuals struggling with depression. And the other way too, alcohol use may increase the incidence of depression. Having either alcohol use disorder or a depressive disorder roughly doubles a person's chance of developing the other. In the treatment plan, we addressed the two problems, the alcohol use disorder and the major depression. The alcohol use disorder, we set the short-term goal of 30 days of abstinence and the long-term goal of complete abstinence. For the major depression, the short-term goal we set was to identify and reduce depression symptoms to 4 episodes per week, and long-term have the ability to manage and live with depression as it occurs without medication. The action steps and interventions we included addressed both problems, and those steps included individual counseling, group counseling, mutual help group, in this case AA, medications detox, a recommendation for exercise, a journaling practice, and an online sleep therapy program. Ann has already taken action steps, and for one of the steps she's already taken, she's already attended AA meetings. She identifies an alcoholic and wishes to stop use completely. She has some sobriety, but still relapses. For the medication withdrawal, she's already taken the steps of starting with the withdrawal. Withdrawal is not always recommended, but Ann is withdrawing under MD supervision. There is a link between alcohol use and depression. Abusing alcohol may also hide an underlying genetic predisposition to depression, and having depression can lead to a person self-medicating by drinking alcohol in an attempt to feel better. And drinking alcohol can lead to more depressed feelings in those already suffering from depressive and other mood disorders. In the end, it creates a vicious cycle. Alcohol may seem to improve your mood in the short term, but its overall effect increases symptoms of depression and panic disorder. Ann's goal is to be alcohol and medication free and to use other practices to feel good. The existential approach is the counseling strategy we decided to use for the one-to-one, and we will be using 50-minute sessions once a week for 120 days. In existential therapy, clinicians help clients become aware of avoidance strategies through substance use and explore their ultimate concerns. Therapy is centered on helping clients reach their full potential and acting on this enhanced awareness. The goals for existential therapy are: 1, help the client live constructively with depression. The client acknowledges depression when it arises and does not turn to alcohol or drugs to deal with it. 2, become aware of avoidance strategies. Client stops himself when he has the urge to use alcohol as a way to escape and instead practices deep breathing exercises. 3, explore the client's ultimate concerns. The client is instructed to take time outside the counseling session to reflect and journal on one or more ultimate concerns. And 4, reaching one's full potential. The client must define this. So Anne's goals in her individual counseling include examining avoidance strategies, identifying 1 to 2 ultimate concerns, enhancing awareness, acknowledging depression when it arises and not turning to alcohol, and Anne will define her full potential. 2 groups are used, and we're using both in the treatment plan. Group counseling, the weekly session is required. It goes for 90 days. It's structured. It's a 50-minute format. A focus is substance use recovery. Another focus is co-occurring disorders, and there is weekly homework. The second group is the mutual help group. In this case, we're using Alcoholics Anonymous. It's an open format. It's an ongoing drop-in. Weekly attendance is suggested. The focus is on alcohol recovery. Sponsorship is available. Anne's progress in individual counseling is that she's better able to identify symptoms of depression and causes. Journaling gives Anne a way to reflect and gain clarity about her emotions. She's able to verbalize during counseling sessions, and action steps help to lessen depression episodes. We began a focus on unresolved grief issues. Anne identified unresolved grief about the passing of her father, to whom she was very close. She did some reflections. She wrote extensively using homework, and work in individual counseling helped her process some of the grief. Anne's progress in group counseling included she shares what she learns individually with the group. The group work helps externalize the recovery process. The group creates a commitment and way to contribute to something larger. Anne's progress in the mutual help group, AA, is complete abstinence is the AA goal, and this is Anne's goal too. Anne works the 12 steps, and she's looking for a sponsor. Meetings are a place to find support whenever Anne needs it. We put together a relapse prevention plan, and this was done by Anne and her counselor. They outlined this. Anne is looking for an AA sponsor and others in her program for support. She uses a journal to keep track of her moods that might lead to a relapse, and Anne may contact her counselor by telephone if needed. The action step of journaling. Various journaling techniques are used between sessions. These exercises help Anne identify her moods and symptoms. The goal is to verbalize what she learned so she can talk about it in counseling each week. The action step of the sleep therapy online program is the 5-week program is utilized to learn sleep techniques to get rest without medication. Breathing, visualization, relaxation techniques are part of this program. The action step of nutrition therapy is included. A visit to a nutritionist added improvements to Anne's diet, and a daily multivitamin is taken in place of antidepressant and sleep medications. Exercise is another action step. Anne is walking at least twice a week for 20 minutes. She's exploring other exercise options, and she understands the connection between physical activity and positive mood. The prognosis for Anne in her alcohol use disorder, she has a good chance of becoming abstinent from alcohol use, and in the major depression, Anne has a good chance of being able to manage depression symptoms as they arise on occasion. The goal is to be able to enjoy life without depression. Medication for depression is available, but Anne's goal is to manage depression without medication. The treatment outcome after 120 days, Anne is functioning without medication. Anne is a member of AA and has months of complete abstinence. Depression is better managed on a daily and weekly basis. The onset of depression symptoms are identified, then action steps are taken to alleviate depression severity. Exercise is used as an antidepressant, for example, and reports, I feel pretty good most of the time, but sometimes I still fall into my old moods. I now know how to help myself feel better, and I don't have to use alcohol or medication. Community referrals include Al-Anon meetings, grief support group, hospice, Medi-Cal program, and the SAMHSA hotline for emergencies. References are here. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day. Bye.